forgot WCW invaded Baywatch. Hello there, everyone. It is the DOUG here once again. And it's time for more Sweetest Monster. When we last left off, we found out that the cat we saved was actually not a cat. It was a ghost, a demon, a devil, or a spirit, whatever you want to refer to it. So, in the spirit infinite wisdom, who is named Belle, she's decided to transform into a human and will be our personal slave to repay the debt for saving her life when she was a kitty. So, let's get back to that. Of course, we have Ashley and her new kitty. And then, of course, we have Tastic, who's probably not going to unmute himself because Doug's playing one of these games. But no weirdness in the first part, believe it or not. Nothing weird happened. Take that as you will. Which is one of the few times I can say nothing weird happened. More or less. And no, for my normal viewers, no, there is no giant anime tits in this one. They actually all look normal-sized human females. So take that as you will. The breakfast table is quiet the following morning. Shafts of sunlight divide the table in two. Me on one side and Sally on the other. Still feels weird I have to hit square to continue. Melly isn't here. She hardly ever is. I know that, but I still ask. Why isn't Melly here? You know why. Sally sighs, setting her newspaper to one side. It crumbles in the face of a UKRP politician splashed across the front cover, distorts it. His head is collapsing in on itself. It's because she doesn't want to talk to you. I know, I've taken another sip of my coffee. Try and play it cool. We're just discussing the fact that my only daughter probably doesn't love me anymore. Did she already go to school? I nod. Is this the silent treatment? How mature. Melanie didn't need to do that. I'll give her a lift if she wants. Melly's school, St. Cathedral's, is only a short walk away from Wheatfield Junior's, but that's probably why Melly refuses to let me drive her there in the first place. Having a primary school teacher as a father, and not just any primary school teacher, but a music teacher, must be embarrassing, especially when I had the pleasure of teaching most of her school friends only a few years ago. Not that Melly has any friends. If she does, I've certainly never met them. Melly doesn't like asking for favors. She keeps herself to herself, especially when I'm around. I can't really blame her for that. Ooh, that stings. Is it a little too early in the morning for bad comments? I apologize. I'll try to refine my acid tongue until at least 5 in the afternoon. Thank you. It would be appreciated. I laugh dryly and set my mug of coffee down on its coaster. Sally always gets mad when I forget to use one. Depressing though it may seem, today is a normal day. Sally and I are at the table, embarked in our own respective silences. It's been like this for a good year or so. There's no reason why it shouldn't be like this now. Even though the events of last night were so fantastic.
Why can I not interact with you?
They may as well have been a dream.
I guess not.
Of course, Ashley is doing a gas station simulator. Also known as what happens when you go to North Carolina at 3 o'clock in the morning. I am funny. No, I'm not. Perhaps they were a dream. Nothing seems to have changed. I get to my feet, deposit the cup by the sink, my coffee's jingle in my pocket. I'll be going then. Have a good day. Sally looks at the newspaper again, holding it in both hands so the broadsheet threatens to swallow her whole. She doesn't look back at me. How cruel. What if I got into an accident on the way to work? What if I died? About 5 people die on roads every day in Britain. These are indisputable facts. Oh, so we're in Britain. I thought we were in Seattle all this time because of the rain. I could be one of those statistics someday. But Sally doesn't seem to care. Maybe she'd be happier that way. I'm sure Melly would. As I walk out the front door, shielding my eyes from the evil sunrise, I think about Sally. I think about Melly. I think about myself and sigh a deep self-pity sigh. Meeting Belle last night must have been a dream. Some form of insanity. I, I bet most rapidly approaching middle-aged men have fantasies about young girls finding them attractive. What other purpose do these ranchy calendars with half-naked women have if not to stroke egos? Sally always says men are disgusting. I must be too, having a dream like that. At least I don't like Marinette, unlike Sally. Now, Marinette is really disgusting. Exposed to the light of day, my haze recollects some of 10 hours past are disordered. I can hardly remember what the girl looked like other than those eyes, those bright, burning eyes. I shake my head. It never happened. It was just a delusion, a dream of better things beyond my humdrum job and arguments with my wife. I should be old enough now to know better. I should be. But that doesn't mean I am. Like the morning, the day passes without an event. My Year 4 group after lunch were particularly obnoxious, and Heather Chambers ended up in tears after Cody Bama made a despairing comment about her mother. Something along the lines of her being a posy? But that was fair. What the hell is that? I don't know what that means. I'm old. I don't know what that word means. I need young people to tell me what that word means. Posy. What the... We have to do some research. I have to look this up. I've never heard of that word. Being 36 has its disadvantages, folks. Prosy. Prozzy. I'm 36 years old. I'm an old man. Yeah, but I don't know if what meaning it could mean. Remember, this game is taking place in London. Oh! No, it's not. Apparently, it's slang for a prostitute in Europe. Huh. Yeah, apparently, yep. Because I'm like a kid, it has to mean something weird. So now we know. So from now on, I'm just going to tell people they're a posy and have them look at me and be like, what the fuck does that mean? Prozzy, but a lot of this words are in the European language, so I had to look up the European meaning. You get used to stuff like that when you've been a teacher long enough. It desensitizes you. I did feel a bit sorry for Heather, though. She's a sweet kid and she doesn't deserve it. I think it must be her red hair. It makes her an easy target. Where do kids even pick up such vile language? They're only 9. I didn't go around calling my classmates' mothers posies or hoes when I was a kid. I was outside playing with my model aeroplanes. I blame the internet. Of course I do. I'm getting old. And that's what old people do. No, I don't blame the internet. I blame music, television, Grand Theft Auto, The Punisher, that kid. Although, by the way, if you can't tell I'm joking, you have no sense of humor. The evening passes in a similar fashion. Dull, monstrous, and completely predictable. I see Millie for all of 10 minutes when we sit at the dinner table for an awkward meal. Sally tries her best to instigate conversation, but Emily keeps her head bowed, half submerged in the oversized folds of her hoodie, and replies with vague mms and yes. She looks tired and keeps rubbing her eyes. A worry she'll pitch forwards and end up face first in her mashed potatoes. And then she can do the splits.
No.
I hope she's getting enough sleep at night. That's what she has the melatonin for. Joan Flower said it would help. Not that I trust Joan Flower. It starts to get dark. I find myself sitting in the living room with Sally, staring at some inspired show on TV without really watching it.
No.
See, Tastic, I do play some normal story-based games. It just doesn't happen that often. Oh, speaking of sitting, that's what I'm doing. Okay, well, okay, let me rephrase that. We haven't seen anything weird, have we? So, Sarah and I sit together, but we don't talk. We hardly ever talk. Not unless we have something to complain about. How did this happen? How did we let this happen? And maybe it's not a case of letting. Maybe this is what awaits all marriages somewhere along the line. The honeymoon period followed by disappointment, difference, and gradual decay.
How can you
Ugh.
move these? How to move these?
The thought is so
Oh, fuck
depressing,
off.
it's enough to rouse me from my sleepy slumber. My subconscious shifts guilty. I gotta sneeze again. I hate pollen. I know I shouldn't, but I keep thinking about her. Why was I so desperate for something, anything to save me from this rut that I started hallucinating? There's no way Great Anne Clarence's cat could really be a cute girl. No way. Am I going crazy? Is
How do
this
you
what
move
having
these?
a midlife crisis feels like? Hey, She makes a small noise, registering my words, but she doesn't reply, not properly. Am I that undeserving of her attention? That
Oh
stings
my
a little,
god, this
Sally.
fucking thing is annoying to me. Come on.
I'm going to make a coffee. You want one? Oh, sure.
Really?
Milk and sugar, right? She nods. I've been married to her long enough that I don't need to double check, but I do it all the same. I feel like I have to. Suddenly terrifying, she feels like a complete stranger. Sally might be my wife, but Sally Pally. But now, well, but how well do I really know her? I know that she giggles like a kid on helium when you part her belly button, and I know she has a mole on her underside of her right foot. I know spicy foods make her nose run, and I know she saw Grease 6 times when it came out in the cinema when she was a girl. And I know how she makes the white sauce for Christmas puddings, a secret recipe she guards jealously from the rest of her family. And I saw Grease about 4 times. I know she. I would say the second one's overrated, but I know she takes her coffee with milk and sugar. But at the. Well, yeah, but I know a lot of people would say it's better than the first one, which that's why I just said the second one's overrated.
Oh, I gotta look up how to fucking move this, because this is...
It's alright. But at the same time, I feel like I don't know anything about her at all. Right, I'll get it for you in a sec. Thanks. No prob. Our interaction sounds casual, completely natural, but it still makes me feel tense. We were having an argument this time yesterday evening about Annabelle Witt. Of all people, Annabelle Sorting Witt. Are we going to pretend that never happened? Maybe that's why Sally's ignoring me. Maybe she's mad at me. Or maybe she isn't ignoring me. Maybe she has nothing to say. Isn't that even worse? Is that how little I mean to her? I rise to my feet and pad into the kitchen. I take out 2 mugs from the cupboard. Sally has a picture of a snork maid on it. It's one
Okay,
of
so
her
I have to buy
favorites.
the fucking broom.
Set them on the counter and start to rifle through the
No.
fridge. Ah. Houston, we might have a problem. Sally,
Yeah,
there's no
that's what we
milk.
need.
She doesn't respond.
Okay.
Maybe she can't hear me, though it seems unlikely. I'm a quiet
I
person by
can't use it when the
nature,
station is open, really?
but I devote a rather loud, snorting voice after working at Weiford's for so long it was inevitable. Really, kids
Alright, we're
do that
closed.
to you. But Sally doesn't say a word. I didn't want a cup of coffee that much, but I
Stupid
guess
that you have to fucking have a hammer to move your shit.
the small Anne will give me something to
Alright,
do. That was
there's
the
that
only reason
one.
I went to the kitchen to
That one's
begin
still
with.
good. Okay.
And Cardinals are beating my Orioles right now to escape. I'm going to the store and pick up some. Is that okay? Still no response. I take the silence as
Alright.
confirmation. I close the door of the fridge with a dull thud. Right, I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Y'all
Silence.
need to chill out here.
Nothing more, nothing less. I can't say that I'm surprised. I walk along by the riverside, my hands jammed in my pockets. My fingers brush against the cold metal of my keys, strangely reassuring in their chunkiness. At least that's one thing that will never change, the chill of my house keys against the palm of my hand.
Hate when it does that.
The weather's been particularly temperamental lately. It's hot during the days, but cold at nights. It just can't make up its mind, trapped between spring and summer. That's May for you. Hey, I'm in May. We're in May too while I'm streaming this. So you could say the game was like my
the
life.
Game wouldn't be as glitchy as it is.
Oh, I can tell you almost every simulation game is glitchy. Just depends on the level of it. I shiver into my jacket, expelling my breath into the chilly air. I could have taken the car, but I fancy to walk. The sound of my footsteps against the pavement is comforting. A little physical exercise never hurt anybody, even if the cold isn't particularly pleasant. I need to work out more. I can tell you, exercise is dangerous. Just look at my body. I got bad legs, bad feet, bad back.
Plane coming in.
I have like 2 things that I have not injured in my life, and I'm trying to keep it like that at this point. That's what I tell myself, but I know I have ulterior motives. I want to see her again, that girl. Be careful what you wish for, my friend.
I have some of these stuff. I have a blueprint for that too.
But she isn't here. The bridge over the river is empty, devoid of even of late-night joggers and dog walkers. Come to think of it, I haven't seen a single soul since I started my mine odyssey. Are there no other men out here trying to avoid their wives? That makes me feel a bit lonely.
Okay.
I'm a fool. As if she would be out here at this
they
time.
do not have...
Ooh, good
Yeah,
job.
we don't have Brazilian or Colombian coffee.
I'm a fool, as if she would be out here at this time.
And we're gonna give you...
It's late. Good girls should be indoors at this hour, doing their homework. Not that she goes to school. I don't know if there are many schools in the area that accept cat spirits. I'll have to ask around. I crossed the bridge with a heavy heart, trying to set my own...
Why is Toey out of here? Reset Toey.
Melancholia aside.
Alright, go over here.
How pathetic. A grown man like me shouldn't be swilling after such a young girl.
Jesus Christmas!
Especially not a young girl who might be part cat.
Get up.
But it's almost definitely 100% daydream.
Thank you.
The wind stirs the leaves in the trees overhead. The water beneath the bridge glows beneath the light of the moon.
Be home. She can be extra.
A bell might not be here, but that abandoned shopping trolley is.
Okay, so we got register, repair, fuel.
Ghostly glow.
Fucking an ice cream.
It looks mysterious in the dark. Its metal skeleton swimming. Its skeleton simmering in the moonlight. An exotic creature of the deep. Ah.
How are y'all doing in here?
I can hear just behind the soft moan of wind another sound, a dull creak, carried on the breeze.
We're doing good.
I think I know what it is. There's a small park on the opposite side of this river, with rusty old equipment, a climbing frame, a slide, a couple of seesaws, a few swings. I used to go there with Melly, back when she was a little girl, and didn't feel embarrassed about being seen in public with me. I used to push Melly on those swings, and they would creak. They need oil, and even back then, and a fresh coat of paint.
Tobacco.
She would laugh, delighted her bobbied head.
Well, I like kind of in the center anyway.
Fluttering in the breeze. It's different now, of course. She doesn't laugh like she used to. I don't think she could, even if she tried. I pause, overwhelmed with nostalgic. I'm sure I'm just a few...
So we need hats, tobacco. Oh, fuck you.
Local kids pissing about, wasting time while their parents worry. But I'm certainly curious. It wouldn't hurt to take a quick look in the park. Sally won't mind. I doubt I can make our relationship any worse than it already is. Pollen sucks, children. Hey, it's the female human cat. Belle. Oh, I was wondering if we run into each other again. Ah, you. That's right, it's me, in the flesh. For limited period only. Roll up, roll up. Whew. She ceases her swinging, the heel of her right foot pressed against the ground, and tips her head to one side. A playful grin flits across her lips. She looks happy to see me, genuinely happy, her green eyes framed by her dark hair sparkling. I'm not used to people being pleased by my presence. It catches me off guard. She's very good at doing that. Now, what are you doing here at this time? I fold my arms using my best teacher voice. Not that it has much of an effect. She only grins. Huh? A girl can't go for a swing in the park, can she?
Alright, we're bigger now. Let's go.
She shouldn't at 10 o'clock. It's dark. You don't know what kinds of people could be out here. Oh my. Do you think there are all kinds of scary men who would leap at the chance to ravish a beautiful young thing like me? I didn't say it in so many words, but I suppose so, yes? Men like you mean? I groaned. I think I'd rather walked into that one. I'm not going to ravage you. I just wanted to buy some milk. How disappointing. She pouts her lower lip, jolting out like a misbehaving kid. Her fluffy tail sways in the breeze, the ears pulsating from the top of her head towards. The fact she has ears and a tail to begin with is bizarre, but overall the fit is rather cute.
Come on.
It does raise one or two questions, though. Is it safe to have those out in public? What? The ears? I gestured towards them and Belle gave them
Goodbye.
A small prod as though she's never...
I gotta go over there and get that fuel going. Come on.
Seen them before in her life. They twitch again. Oh, you mean these? Doesn't it go without saying?
Hold up.
Well, it might be a little risky, but I'm a girl who loves gambling. If you want to win big, risk big, and all that stuff.
Real quick.
What are you hoping to win by wandering around at night with a pair of cat ears sticking out of your head?
Hello? Do that.
Oh, I don't know. Your love and affection, maybe?
Oh, right on time. Okay.
And how did you know I'd happen to stumble upon you here? Most middle-aged men don't wander around parks in the middle of the night.
You can do ice cream then if you're wanting to fucking work.
Not unless they want to end up on the front cover of the Daily Telegraph with a rather exaggerated statistic about the prevalence of pedophilia in the rural UK attached to their names. Call me a cynic, but I don't think that would work wonders for my career. I just had a feeling, that's all. A feeling. Yep, I find myself drawn to your side no matter where you are or what you do. It's because I love you, darling. Don't call me that. Why not? Because we're out in public and somebody might see us. One of my students, for example. But I thought you said good girls don't go out this late at night. They shouldn't know, not if they know what's good for them. Then it's no problem. There's nobody here to disturb us. Here, have a seat. She pats the empty swing beside her. It swings in the breeze, the rusted chains creaking like something possessed. I shake my head. I don't know if that's very safe. If the plague gun war at Wheatfields looked anything like this one, Olmsted would have shut us down quicker than you can say potential lawsuit. Don't be like that. You might be a bit bigger than me, but I'm sure the swing can handle it. I'd rather not take that chance. My life is difficult enough as it is. I don't want to add a broken leg or a fractured spine to the pile of pre-existing problems. I really only went to get that milk. Sally will get mad if I'm not back on time.
Edit the queue.
Then why did you stop by the park, huh? I paused, rubbing a hand against the back of my neck. She's got me. She's got me and she knows she's got me, because the smoke on her face widens. Deadly. Devouring. Well, if you really can't spare the time to hang out with little old me, it's alright. I understand. You do? I'm almost sorry to hear her say that, though I was trying to rebuff her advances, making excuses. Well, they were excuses. Yeah, I don't want to put pressure on you. It isn't attractive when girls are too needy, but... She gets to her feet.
I kind of like right there,
The
I'm not gonna
swing creaks
lie.
in
Maybe like more
protest,
centered.
swaying precariously.
That is not centered.
Her legs protruding from the bottom of her dress are pale
Oh,
and
yeah.
white, almost dangerously so. If it weren't for the wide smile on her face, I might think she was sick. Isn't she cold, sitting on the swing in such a thin dress? So sure I can see her shoulders
Okay.
through the transparent straps.
Let's
Catgirls really are
open this back
peculiar.
up.
I want to come with you. There's something from the store I want to try. Oh, why don't you go and buy it then?
There you go. Okay.
Because I don't have any money, duh. I've only been able to assume this home for a few days. I'm hardly in a fit state to apply for jobs, and I don't know what skills I have to offer, and I'm still getting used to having opposable thumbs. She pauses, her green irises start darting to the right. I guess I could always
Alright, so
sell
we got
my
Catcher's
body,
repairing ice cream stand.
become a lady of the
Put
night.
you
How does that sound?
home. Why are you
It,
busy?
it sounds unwise. Are you worried about my chastity, Robin? I don't think who I'm more worried about, to be honest. You or the client? Hee hee. Well, it's true I'm no ordinary girl, but you know that already, don't you? I am well aware of it. Despite her slender stature, her skinny arms, her inquisitive eyes, there's nothing innocent about Belle. Her eyes set into her pretty little face are shearing. My skin blisters, I shudder.
On.
She isn't the kind of person I would want to cross. I don't know the full extent of her powers, and I don't know what she's capable of, but I don't want to find out. Alright, I guess I'll buy you something if you want to come with. You would? Really? Her eyes widen with excitement like a child's, and she claps her hands together, ears perk up alert. That's right, just don't come into the store with me, okay? Somebody might recognize me. You're ashamed of me, huh? I don't want my wife to find out. It might get a bit complicated. Right, I get it. Don't worry about it. She beams, giving me a quick salute. I can keep a secret, I promise. I sigh. My fingers pushed up against the sturdy edge of my house keys. It stings. This, whatever this is, shouldn't have to be a secret. Technically, I'm not doing anything wrong. I didn't plan to meet Belle out here. I just happened to stumble across her. It's hardly evil. We're not having an affair. But I know all the same, this isn't something I should talk about, not with anybody. I can't even explain how I feel about Belle to myself, let alone anybody else. Let alone Sally. For the record, I'd like to point out anyone tuning in, no, there has not been any sex or any weirdness involved in this story.
Chill out.
Belle was good as her word. She waited outside the store obediently when I went inside, like a puppy
No, I
called
don't
to a
want
billboard.
to do that.
Her request was so humble, much to my relief, and easily fulfilled too. An ice cream, a cheap one, only 60p. The kind little kids like, made of milk. Belle sits on the swing once more, and I thought, I don't know how to. I find myself sat next to her.
The paint splatter inside.
My carton of milk set on my lap. It leaks coolness against my right
chill
thigh.
out.
I feel my skin going numb through my jeans, but I make no motion of moving. I'm too busy watching Belle. She unwraps the ice cream tenderly, devastating the frozen treat of its wrapping, as though it's something precious, and hands the rubbish over to me. Here you go, present for you. Thank you, my lady. Much obliged. She giggles, blushing.
Please go, so I stop hearing the honking.
She giggles, blushing a few strands of her hair away from her mouth, and surveys her prize. It's a pale white color, vanilla, shaped like a cylinder. But why eating ice cream of all things? I'm easy to please. I didn't want to burden you with any extreme requests, like rare jewels or designer clothes. I'm thankful for it. My budget wouldn't stretch that far, and I doubt the cocoa stocks stuff like that. Doesn't this work out well for all of us?
The airstrip.
I guess. I don't know. It's a bit cold out for ice cream, don't you think? I don't mind. I like experiencing different kinds of sensations. Isn't that the best thing about being alive? Okay, just seems kind of childish. Isn't there anything
Okay, hold
wrong
on again.
with being childish? Isn't that the best way to live life? Being excited by the small things with wonder and curiosity? Alright, Alice, alright. She giggles, sticking her tongue out at me. Slides ice cream. Sides, ice cream isn't that childish. It is when it's a mini milk. Oh, you'd be surprised, hee hee. Okay, now it's gotten weird. Very, very weird. For all you pure people who have a pure soul, this is when you look away. With a conscious little giggle, Belle dips her head and drags her tongue along the length of the ice cream. Ah, I blink. My cheeks turn pink despite the cold. Of course I should have known. Why didn't I guess? It must be because of Melly. I associate this particular brand of ice cream so entirely with my 5-year-old daughter. She would live off that on this stuff if I let her, that I failed to realize it could be used for other, less innocent purposes. Now I feel foolish. Bo drags her tongue across the... uh, uh. Bo drags her tongue across the shaft of the ice cream a couple of times, her eyes half-lidded. Every once in a while she'll
Where are
moan
you going?
softly,
No,
seductively.
go fuel cars.
The noise she makes is soft, barely
Go fuel
audible,
cars.
but I can still
Go
catch
fuel
them.
cars.
Maybe because I'm in a state of hyper-awareness
I literally
myself.
paid you. Go fuel the cars.
All of a sudden, the sensations about me feel even more...
What the fuck do you mean pay previous?
accurate
Go
that went
fuel
through
the
my
fucking
hair.
cars. Thank you.
My feet on the ground, the carton of milk pressed against my thigh.
The fuck?
I shiver. What do you think you're doing? Bella lifts her head, a stone of saliva connecting her pale pink lips with the side of the ice cream. It quivers so
She's not
transparent
doing ice cream anymore. Oh my
for a few
god. What
minutes,
is up with my fucking employees?
like a ghost from spider's web before it snaps.
Make ice
Isn't it-
cream. Thank you. Resting, repairing. Okay, we're good.
Isn't it obvious?
We're
I'm trying to
good.
seduce you, Mr. Hawkins.
And fucking
But-
Dennis is back.
But why?
Where
I
you
don't
at,
know.
bitch?
I just like the attention, I guess.
Why can I not pick this up?
Well, you have
Where
my
you at?
attention. You have it, so you don't need
There
to
you
keep
are, you little
doing
fucking shit.
that.
Come here.
Oh.
Where are you going, huh?
She giggles, her eyes
You
half
always go
littered.
after this fucking spot. Go on somewhere.
Is this too much stimulation for you? A little light ice cream
Where you
petting?
going?
I just didn't expect it, that's
Fucking
all.
asshole. Go on somewhere.
Your cheeks are turning red. How cute. I'm not cute. I beg to
You're
differ.
not spray painting my fucking thing.
When you act
Go
like
on
that,
somewhere.
how can I stop myself? It's only ice cream, but you're already getting so heat up. Hee hee hee. She used to eat those by the handful, my Melly. In the summer, they melt, and she ended up with sticky ice cream goo about her cheeks, and I'd have to wipe it away. Belle's cheeks are getting similarly sticky, but the effect it has on me is completely different. Mine was just to let her go, my dear daughter. Belle, on the other hand, she's a different matter
God.
altogether. Her own cheeks are glazed a soft coral pink, her dark eyelashes trembling. She moans softly about the ice cream as she takes it deeply into her mouth, her lips paused, her throat tensing.
Let's see. Since
Throbbing.
we're all caught up.
Shit. Doesn't have the controller vibrated there on that port.
Can I not do anything? Another glitch? Great. Love that.
Tastic, what's worse right now? What you're hearing?
Alright, let's reset. Still can't do that? Okay, gotta go fucking back. So annoying.
Oh, I thought you were in the party listening to what Ash is playing, what I'm doing. Ah, okay. Alright, that really is enough. I get to my feet in a hurry, appending the carton of milk as I do. It hits the grass with a soft thud, the white milk inside sloshes. Belle draws the ice cream from her lips and blinks up at me, her big Her eyes big, bright, starling. She's enjoying herself. I can tell she's enjoying herself, that little devil. What's wrong, Robin? Was that too much for you? I breathe heavily, my chest rising and falling beneath my coat. I can feel my toes as they curl up against my socks, my thighs as they rub against the denim of my jeans, and something else too. Shit. Oh, my, maybe it really was too stimulating after all. I'm sorry. Belle gives me a look of concern, though I doubt it's very sincere. If it was, she wouldn't give him that poor, abused ice cream another sexual lick. You must have it rough, Robin, getting so worked up about something so small. Your wife mustn't treat you very well, if you know what I mean. Right. I can do without the questions about my sex life, thank you very much. Hee hee. You know, if you were having a bit of a dry spell, I wouldn't mind giving you a helping... Okay, well... I cut her off, my voice a little louder than it should be. It sticks in my throat, I cough. I'm afraid that if I let her finish that sentence, I might be tempted to take her up on the offer. I am a weak man, and I can only take so much temptation before I cave in. It is true my relationship with Sally has been rather dry lately, as Belle put it, but I don't know if I feel better even if we were having sex on a regular basis. I don't think it would make us like each other more often. She probably can't bring herself to be intimate with me, not when she suspects me of cheating on her with Annabelle starting wit. I guess I can't blame her. I wouldn't want to be intimate with anyone who had slept with Annabelle Witt either. If only Sally knew the truth. Annabelle Witt doesn't hold a candle to Belle. It was nice seeing you, Belle, but I really should be going back home now. Belle raises an eyebrow, glancing at the front of my pants. Like that? Well, I glance away, my cheeks red. That might be a bit of a problem, but the walk back home, not to mention the mounting guilt, should take care of it. This is all your fault, Belle. I already told you I'd be more than willing to take responsibilities. Don't tempt me. But that's what I want. Don't say things like that. It's improper. Belle shrugs. Okay, you're the boss. I just want to thank you in whatever way I can. That's what I'm here for. Right. Sure. I sigh, running a hand through my hair. I think I'm starting to get a headache. I'm sorry if I went too far. I'll try to be nicer to you next time. There's going to be a next time? Of course. I was thinking you must be getting pretty bored at work, so maybe I could... You are not going to eat anything at my... exotically when I'm at my work. There'll be children around. I'm sure I can think of something. I can hardly wait. I mean it for it to sound sarcastic, but sarcasm is a little different given the huge thing in my jeans and my genuine desire to see her again. I've only known her for 2 days and she confuses me. And I don't really understand what it is or what she wants, but I feel like I already understand her better than I understand my own wife. Hey, Belle, I'm curious. Yes? What is it? How do you like to take your coffee? I don't know why the question came to me. It just does. It feels wrong somehow.
Car wash stopped.
That I know how.
Fucking broken.
Sally likes hers, milk and sugar, when I don't know Belle's.
No, it's not.
Coffee. It's been a while since I had that, but Belle ponders, pressing a finger against her lower lip. I think I like it black. Figures. It goes well with her heart.
Okay, let's see here.
I don't drink coffee. Give me a nice glass of tea. Nice good old tea and some cookies. That would be, as they say in London, tea and crumpets. I would feel great. Nice good glass of hot tea right now. Some chocolate chip cookies would be delicious. Now I want to have some cookies.
Oh, I can airbash things.
And before somebody says, yes, I weigh 195 pounds. I look good. You know, I have a little bit of a beer belly, but I'm okay with that. Hey, Sally. I stand at the threshold of the living room, unsure whether I should step inside or not. Do I dare? Why am I feeling so anxious? Is it because of my rapid deterioration in relationship with Sally? Or is it something else? Guilt? But you really haven't done anything, though. What's there to be guilty about? Yeah, you've imagined, but imagination doesn't really kind of go to me. I don't know. I don't even need to close my eyes to remember the soft moans Belle made as she let her tongue trail across the length of her ice cream. Her cheeks were flushed and her eyelashes trembled, her head bobbing back and forth though only slightly. I shift, trying to drag my mind out of the past and into the present. I don't need these kinds of distractions right now. I'm meant to be with Sally, but my mind is miles and miles away. I bought the milk. Did you still want a coffee? I know what Sally's going to say before she opens her mouth to say it. And what took you so long? Where were you? What can I say? The good old-fashioned something came up excuse, it wouldn't entirely be wrong, no matter which way you choose to interpret it. I'm sorry, I just got caught up looking at the moon. It really is a pretty night tonight. Looking at the moon, whatever you say, Robin. I admit it's not one of my better excuses. It is the truth, I just wanted a bit of fresh air, that's all. Why is the air in here not good enough for you? It isn't when Sally glares at me like that. It makes me feel sort of breath, like I'm stranded on an alien planet. This is supposed to be my house. I pay for half the mortgage. Why should I have to feel so uncomfortable in my own home? Come off it, Sal. Nothing happened. There wasn't enough time for anything to happen. I was only gone 20 minutes. More like half an hour. And what do you suggest I was doing in that time? What can a man do in half an hour? Sally sniffs. I don't know. It just seems suspicious. Suspicious? What is so suspicious about it? I got the milk like I promised. You sure you don't want a drink? I'm not in the mood anymore. I'm tired. I thought you might say that. It's what I've been hearing in the bedroom for the last 2 months. It only makes sense that her general lengthy would extend to the living room too. Sally gets to her feet, disposing one of the cushions she was carrying back into the sofa, and gives me a withering look. I'm going to bed. Good night. I'm not sure how, but she even manages to make that sound like an accusation. Right. Good night. Sleep well, Sally Pally. But she doesn't reply. She brushes past me, our shoulders bump, being for brief seconds, but that's all. It's almost as though the mere thought of touching me makes her cringe. May 13th, a Thursday. The next day dawns in a similar state of silence. Melly rushes off to school before I finish shaving in the bathroom mirror. My fingers slip when I hold the razor and I cut myself. It's only a shallow cut, but it takes me by surprise. I swear underneath my breath. Sally doesn't comment on it at the breakfast table. Maybe she doesn't notice, or if she does, she doesn't care. But it stings like a bitch. We sat there, Sally and I, picking at our cereal like baby birds. We don't say a thing. The rustle of Sally's newspapers breaks the silence, alongside the steady ticking of the clock, but that's it. Oh, question of the video, guys, right now. Since it's breakfast in this scene and we're eating cereal, what is your favorite breakfast cereal? For 11 months out of the year, I usually either eat one or two things. And that's either Captain Crunch Oops or Berries or Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But, like I said, 11. There is 1 month where I don't eat that, and that's, of course, October, because I always get my box of Count Chocula and eat that. One cereal that I used to love, but unfortunately I can't eat anymore because they changed the food coloring in it because they're a bunch of bitches, is Trix cereal. I used to eat that a lot as a kid. Gesundheit, Ashley. But unfortunately because of how they changed the Trix cereal, I can no longer eat Trix. Kind of the same reason why I can't eat any of these hamburgers or other foods made by plants, unfortunately. Because I don't need to accidentally eat a carrot if they use it in there and then I die. And unfortunately with Trix, we find out the orange is now technically has a little bit of carrot flavor in it, and I ain't dying. I want to live. I gotta see my Orioles win a championship. And end of the first quarter, the Boston Celtics lead 34-31. And end of the third, the Cardinals lead my Orioles. So, of course, if you want to answer that question, what's your favorite cereal, go right ahead. We could be in a silent movie, but none of us misplace the entitled cards. My existence feels just as black and white, dull and motionless. Is this really all there is to life, sitting at the breakfast table with your wife, whom you used to love, but now you're not sure if you even like, while your teenage daughter tries steady fast to ignore you? I sigh. In the quiet kitchen, the noise is almost overwhelming. Hey, there's our first trophy of the night. It only took 44 some odd minutes. It's lunchtime. I can hear the students, though when I say students, I really mean children, running around outside in the playing field, screaming.
Fuck.
I sigh. I don't know how many times I've done that today. Far too many to count. Why do you have to make so much noise? I know it must get dull sitting in class for hours on end, but the work you do is hardly taxing, though in primary school. I suppose there's no reasoning with young children. They're all like that. Noisy, loud, excitable. It's the ones who ain't, the quiet ones who sit in corners with their heads bowed and don't clamor for the clarinets you have to look out for. I sigh again. You'd think the sound of children at play would fill me with a sudden sense of fatherly fulfillment, but it doesn't. Instead, it's mildly irritating, and the irritation is becoming less and less mild with every passing moment. The music room just out of the main school building, like an ugly afterthought, a sworn appendage of Frankenstein origins. You can hear the children more loudly than ever from here. It doesn't help that it's so hot. I feel like I'm going to suffocate. The weather has been particularly merciless lately, scorching in the morning, freezing at night. Oh well, I'm a grown man, I just have to deal with it. That's why you keep a bucket of ice with you. I don't usually spend my lunch hour holed up in my classroom like a recluse. Though society anxiety may run in my family, thank you, Grandma Iris, for passing those unwanted allies down to my melee. I'm not what you would call shy. Maybe that comes down to experience. You stop being anxious when you get older. Sooner or later, you start to realize other people's opinions don't matter all that much. That's what I told Melly once. She replied, her head hanging, her voice muted. Is that why you and Mom always shouting then? She wasn't trying to get at me. I don't think she was anyway. She was just asking a question. Her voice was even more defeated than her hunched posture. I didn't know how to reply to her, so I didn't say anything. That's a running theme in our relationship. Silence. I wish the kids outside would shut up. It sounds like World War III out there. How can I tune the piano like this? It's not like the kids will ever appreciate it. If only they actually cared about music, things might slightly be more bearable then. Unfortunately, they, much like everybody else in the world to be honest, seems to think music a dose subject, a joke. Not even 5-year-olds take me seriously. Oh well, that's part and parcel of being a music teacher. At least I don't teach RE. I continue to fiddle with the inner workings of the piano. It's a battered old thing that's been in this school even longer than I have. Tuning it always takes ages. It's like a battle of wits, man versus music. I have better luck trying to hack into the Kit Kremlin. We really need a new piano, I told the headmistress this enough times, but she just shrugs it off my concerns. Says there isn't enough room in the budget for such frivolous overspending. Frivolous? Okay, sure. You try treat your music with one barely functioning piano and see how that goes. 99% of the time it doesn't. No wonder everybody thinks music is a joke. I think it's a joke too, but not a very funny one. Not for me. Why, fancy seeing you here. Oh, it's Belle, who's actually dressed appropriately for once. Holy shit. I lift my head, wiping my brow from the back of my arm. I recognize that voice. It's as airy as cuffling cake, with a tensing inflection. Belle? Did she just climb in through the window? If so, I didn't hear her. I'm torn between being impressed by her stealthy entry and perturbed. I'm sure there were more ladylike ways to enter a building. Couldn't you use the door? No way, that's boring. You'd be in trouble if you get caught. You might be mistaken for a burglar. A burglar, yeah, right. What self-respecting burglar's gonna break into a primary school music room? What is it to steal anyway? I suppose that's a fair point. I know, I'm full of them. Belle stands by now the open window, curtains flapping in the breeze, as though she belongs here. Her skirt dances across her thighs. Hey, that outfit! She grins and strikes a pose. Yes, do you like it? It's a school uniform, the St. Cathedral's uniform. I know, it's cute, right? I like the plaid skirt. I look her up and down, arms folded, eyes narrowed like a real teacher. Well, I am a real teacher, so this isn't an act. Sometimes I almost forget myself. They never let you into St. Catherine's looking like that. Oh, and why not? Is it because I'm so devilishly good looking? It's because your skirt is far too short. It should only be a few inches above your knees, not a whole foot. My, I'm so glad you noticed. It's a little hard not to. So, do you think I'm sexy? You can't tear your eyes away from my beautiful thighs, is that it? I was trying to look out for your modesty. You want to play at the beginning the gallant knight protecting your fair lady? Fair lady, how touching. I never said you were a fair lady. That might be true. Not with this hair. She pinches a few strands of hair between her fingers. It's pitch black against her white skin. Tar split across snow. A dark lady, then. Doesn't that sound romantic? I am not going to dignify that with an answer. Meanie, you're no fun, and after I got all dressed up for you, too. Yes, quite. And where did you get that uniform from exactly? Haha, you humans are so cute. You ask such funny questions. What do you mean by that? I mean, I can carve a human body for myself out of nothingness, but you're asking me about my clothes? Fitting together all the bones in my fingers, the muscles behind my ears, the cells that circulate through my blood, is the hard part. The wrapping paper and the ribbons that go around, all that is easy. I could do that in my sleep. It's a fair point. Crafting clothes from thin air does sound a lot easier than summoning a living, breathing human body. Belle twirls her arms at her sides, examining her uniform. Her far too short skirt flutters. I'm just suggesting to understand why. Why what? Why you decided to wear a school uniform of all things? Do you really need to ask? Belle's eyes flash mysteriously. It's because guys find it appealing, don't you? You do, don't you? I don't think we know one another enough for this kind of conversation. That's what you say, but I know otherwise. The schoolgirl's outfit is more than just a uniform. It's a symbol of youth, and old men like when... Oh, God, we are getting into some weird shit now. Of course, the first hour or so the game was normal, now the last 5 minutes has been weird. I can never escape weirdness in a game, can I, Lord? The schoolgirl's outfit is more than just a uniform. It's a symbol of youth, and old men like it when young girls pay attention to them. It makes them feel wanted, needed, attractive, right? That would explain why almost at every strip club there's always at least one stripper dressed in a schoolgirl's outfit. I turned my head away. I should be tuning the piano. I have a class in half an hour, and I don't know what I'll do if I can't tune the piano. Maybe I'll forgo my grandiose plans and bust out the Macarenas instead. Little children like making noise. They'll probably enjoy that more than trying to rap through the Lord is my shepherd or out of tune, out of time. Ooh, a piano. Fortunately, it seems the presence of this battered old Steinway has made Belle forget her previous line of inquiry. It's a good thing, too. There's a time and place to discuss one's sexual fantasies, and lunch break in the music room in a primary school, no less, is not one of them. I'm more professional than that. Belle crosses the room in 5 neat steps, her silly skirt fluttering, and takes a seat on the stool by the piano. Now, what is she playing at? You can play the piano? Of course, I'm a very accomplished spirit. Well, good luck playing this one, it's ancient. I was in the middle of tuning it when I suddenly somebody happened to climb through the window and distract me. Really? How rude of them. They sound like a very naughty girl. They are fast becoming the bane of my existence. Well, I've always been of the opinion that naughty girls should be punished. Unfortunately, corporal punishment has been illegal for a long, long time. We're living in the 21st century now. Ah, what a pity, and I do love so being scolded. Belle sighs and shrugs her shoulders, being the cheesing smile on her face doesn't waver. Oh well, what can you do if I can't be scolded properly in the manner to which I am accustomed? At least I can be praised. uh, of course they would go with that kind of picture. And with that, Belle gets to her feet and begins to peer inside the piano. It's exposed inwards, as it were. I wonder if the piano were a living, breathing creature, whether it would find this monthly tuning exercise of being opened up and invaded by unfamiliar fingers deeply embarrassing. What on earth am I thinking? This must be because of Belle. I should stop this. I need to stop. But that's easier said than done, especially given Belle is leaning over the piano, her short skirt displaying a generous, and some might say over-generous amount of her behind. Is she doing this on purpose? I never knew tuning a piano could be so interesting. I used to find the job incredibly dull. Fuck. I need to say something. The atmosphere is becoming unbearable. Not even the sound of the kids playing outside, little monsters, all of them, can elevate the pounding in my head, the twitching on my fingertips. So, you know how to tune a piano, too? Of course, I'm a spoot of many talents. And where did you pick up that one? Well, who knows? It's a secret. Like your age. Indeed, a lady never tells. For all you know, I could have been Marie Antoinette in a past life, eating cake and drinking tea. Like the rest of French surely starved to death, right? But of course, I've always been selfish ever since I was born. When I find something I like, I detest the thought of sharing it with anyone. Oh, that's horrifying to know. She's gonna try to kill my wife and my daughter, isn't she? Belle looks at me, her eyes narrowed, her eyes seem harsher under the sunlight, somehow more menacing than they were last night. I swallow. I'm not so dense that I can't resist that was a threat. I better not bring Belle back home to meet Sally and Melly then. Not that I'm planning on it. Can you imagine how awkward that would be? Hey there, Sally Melly. I want to introduce you to somebody very special. This is Belle, my great aunt Clarence's cat, whom I attempted to save from drowning when I was only 6, and now has returned to thank me for the favor with her body. Please don't be too alarmed. But that would go down well. Sally's eyes would probably widen
Oops.
so much they would roll right out of her head. And as for Melly, I'm not sure how Melly would react. I never am these days. I shake my head. This is a waste of time. Forget it. It's not going to happen anyway. You were never Marie Antoinette. I doubt the Queen of France would ever have to tune her own piano. Indeed, I never did. Not when I was Marie Antoinette, at least. You should thank me for degrading myself in such a manner for your sake, Robin. I think you're degrading yourself in a number of other ways. It's meant to be a skirt, not a belt. And now you sound like a concerned father. That's because I am a father. I never let Molly go out just like this. You say that, but I wonder. Parents don't know their child as well as they'd like to think. You're not all that close to Melody, are you? Uh, I blinked. I was just playing around. I think but those words have stopped me, frozen in a place like a figure in a photograph. What does she know about Melody? Alright, there we go. All done. Hold on, I'll be back.
Oh my god, this guy. What the hell is happening? Once I get 3 more% for my store, I'll get off. We'll do a different game. Yeah, no problem. Snipers? All your holes are fixed, buddy. Oh, no, it's not. Never mind. There we go. Alright, let's see what this guy's got to offer, and I'll jump off. Alright, let's see here. Save. Done. Okay. Oh, oh, my back.